use this money in order to further this cause, to bring out more attention for people. If you're saying it's solely for justice, then you have a problem on your hands. Then it's seen as though it's misused cash. Do you see what I'm saying? You need to have that fine.
I see it, but the company she's collecting the money, the foundation she's collecting the money for is not even a year old. She still have a long time to explain to the authority the money she has collected. You see, individual accountability is different from company or foundation accountability, time of accountability. What people are talking about the money Go Foundation Muyiwa is collecting. Muyiwa is not a foundation, it's just GoFundMe. Somebody came on the air and said they spent 30 million to do autopsy, that anybody can Google how much they. That is what brought the eyebrow. And people decided to, maybe you're skeleton in your cupboard too, let's dig. And they saw people taking money to a house. And they break into the house, saw big money and say, see, come and see all the money she stole. That is not being fair. Mine is that let's wait till other foundation can give account of the GoFundMe or whatever. It's
so sorry, Ms. Sakuma. I'm very glad that everybody they are awake, and they're trying to make sure that they follow up with all this probe and investigate the other foundation. But do you know what I want to ask people too is that, would you serve the other people the same meal? Will you ask them for this same accountability? Will you
God bless you, my brother. Thank you very much.
Will you ask them to go and print out their statements from Access Bank, from Wema Bank? It's not one-sided. You understand? Like, we that are here, I'm sure that none of us is trying to be partisan. We're not trying to be, favoritistic or whatever. But we just want to make sure that whatever is good for, A should be served to B. Nobody should feel like as if, okay, no, these people are the ones to be accountable. No, we don't need to talk about the other party. No. Let everybody be accountable according to the law. You understand? So everybody are happy now, bringing that, and we are happy too. You understand? Because that will also fuel justice. Because once the foundation has been found, not corrupt or not, embezzling people's money, then it can give them more room and more support. And virtually, it will be another opportunity for them to campaign and to divert whoever is supporting the other team should come directly to the foundation, because this foundation is doing the needful. So my own advice to everybody, trying to make sure that all this probe and investigation goes well, is that, okay, after this investigation, the investigation will not stop. It will go straight to the other people. Let them also do the same thing. Print out your statements too. Account for every penny spent. All the money you use to fuel your car and go to inquest and go to every places, also account for it. You understand? Because like somebody was saying in the beginning, you are probing a foundation that is duly registered and every other thing, compared to another kind of group of persons who are not registered, but they only have their account numbers online or displayed at different platforms or wherever, getting money without any means of making it any means of accountability. There's no way you can probe it. A foundation can be easily probed by the government. You understand? They can easily get to probe it, or they can easily get to investigate it. People can easily report, some sort of fraud or something. But when it comes to a personal individual, you cannot.
Only, you know the funny thing here, right? Naimoli that started this whole big money, big money, big money. Number one, she doesn't live in UK to know how all these things works here. Secondly, you are explaining something to people without going further. And some people are they've gone into that same page to discover that Ada's worth is £8,000 or 8,000 something pounds. But you only stick to that first page to be telling people that this is the money is under, is either under, is under. So that alone, some people can they get headache, say more. See here how much you don't make on top of our body. And some people will not even find it funny that people are wicked though. How can you make this kind of money and you are still, and that alone, it will not spread everywhere. And she kept on saying the same thing on every platform, even on booking
That's
cases.
what they call propaganda universe. Pure propaganda.
Even booking that lives in London could not even correct her that, listen, you don't live in London, you don't even know, UK, you don't even know how their taxes and their company houses work. You keep saying, look at this, look at that. I've checked address. I don't blame her if she change her address, because before you know it now, if they send people to come they bully her for there, or to go they threaten her for her house, or to people can do such nonsense. You get? So changing her address is not a big deal, because the whole thing don't begin. They do basgo. She go on they protected. So I don't see no reason why changing of address should be a big deal. But at the same time, well, let them come out and explain themselves, because at this point, high blood pressure don't dare everywhere like this. It's a problem.
Well, accountability is not a bad thing; it's a good thing, and we welcome it. You understand? But it should go round. It should not just be a one-sided thing. Let it go round. Everybody should be accountable. As far as you are receiving the public money, public fund, you should be accountable to it. So that's just it. So it's not a bad thing. We're not holding brief for Ada or whoever. Only trying to make sure that the needful is done and nobody is trying to defame anybody's character. And Naimoli must go and tender a public apology to whoever and all those that she has defamed, including myself. Because she mentioned my name and she was saying all sort of nonsense and gibberish about me. You don't even know me. She even went as far as saying that she used to follow me before she went to unfollow me. That kind of hatred and all those madness. I don't understand where these people are coming from. You understand? All because we started talking about justice and you're already taking your own too far. Just taking it too far now. So these things has to be addressed, honestly. So, well, I wish Ada and every other persons that are concerned, I wish them good luck. And I hope that they do the right thing. Because, I don't know if they're doing the right thing now, but I hope they do the right thing and go through the right means. And not, falling prey to some devourers that are ready to devour them. The Duke, please, can we have you? The Duke. Yeah, we can hardly hear you.
Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yeah, it's better now.
Nice to meet you. Just passing by, I heard the conversation, and I've actually been trying to contribute to this as well. Obviously, being in the UK, it doesn't, it gives you access to all this information that's been talked about. And I always enjoy people that before you start to lay claims of back people, I think you should just literally do investigation as well. As this lady was doing it, I was following on and I was following, close by. The point that you guys don't understand is the same public has been divided into so many arms and some people are making money off it. Yes, if Ada TV, whatever foundation is making contribution, she needs to carry people along. She cannot be saying, you can't be collecting that much of money from people and not carry people along. And then when people are saying, oh, you didn't do your investigation properly, everything information is there on HRMC. And you can see that exactly as this lady talks, this woman, rather than coming out to express and, clear the air, she's going out to change things. That's a dodgy move. That's a dodgy way of doing things. If your heart is truly clear, you would come out. You would come out. And the point is, when you cannot actually clear yourself. That's when you do things that you're doing. We all are blaming Wumi for the characters, the things that she's doing, even though we've not clearly heard from Mama, but we can see the way she's handling things. And, it's giving her out. It's giving us negative things towards her that like what she's doing. So I would not support people blindly just for the sake of it. So when I heard the thing, I went to do my investigation as well. And I can see some discrepancies in it, which it shouldn't be. If the same Baba is asking public for money, for 50,000 to collect Sanshitu, and you have someone that's collected money from the public to help this justice, and they're keeping quiet. And we're all here trying to help them keep the money. And look, it's not about just defending for the sake of defending for free. We need to be able to think. And you just don't blame people for the same thing. Oh, they're just following this girl for doing. No, take the information she's given. Before you come out, go and do research. Take the name, type it into Google. It will give you the date this thing was open. And then if you look at the recording she made, that, it was made, I opened it before Mohbad died. That is clear misleading the public, except if you want to close your ear to what she said and just take the fact that, this thing has been existing way before Mohbad. But information, data does not lie. And that's what we're indulging people. If we really want a good society, we need to be able to challenge. And that's what VDM does. Challenge people, regardless of their status. Regardless. But most of us can't. We just come here and we talk like everybody's dumb. Do your research. Google is there. Type in Ade Universe. Type in company house. Type in. It will show you when the account was. It's not like Nigeria. When the account was filed, when it was changed, there is track record. They can track you. So, and if people are saying, this money was made from our YouTube account, I've gone to all our YouTube. She's only got 27 million views. I bet people don't know that just how much it costs to have 1 million views. 1 million views on YouTube is about $1,000 or let's just say at least $1,000 to $2,000. Would that still amount to $632,000? And even in fact, if this money is not made from Mohbad, don't you want to be interested in why has it just generated such a money and you can't back it? Is what Bobrisky is doing right now. Bobrisky has bought a house of 450 million and is trying to tell you that it's through YouTube that he made the money to buy it. And no one is doing their investigation because they don't have that time to think deep and go and look into it. They don't. So I think what Ada can do, and I keep still saying it, she can correct herself. It's not too late. You might have come with the first intention like, I'm going to raise money. And she said, if we listen to her recording, they were asking her, our followers are saying, send account. Then she started sending her private account. And then for some reason, she must have been advised. And then she went to make a foundation. But she shouldn't tell people that foundation was there already, that it was operating. No, don't do that. Because it's track record. You're going to make yourself a fool. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to make yourself a fool. So on the company house, because the money has just been there, look, it's not something that is going to change. Company house at the end of the tax year, which is April, they're going to put everything there. Account, if you want to check the Facebook account, they will put out the money, where it comes from. So you remitting that amount doesn't mean that that's your complete book. Because they have to take their own taxes. How do they take their taxes? They have to calculate it based on what you've done. So all that information is still going to be available. So she has to be able to prove that, 50,000 came from Ada Universe, 100,000 came from Ada Foundation, 200 came from my private Mr. wherever they have. All those information are still going to be requested for. So you guys just don't follow blindly and think that, she is the money, she can't explain the money, and people are not start doing accounting. No. If you file for a company, you have to file details of how the money came in. And what I'm surprised is how that amount of money was remitted within a certain period. You know, you can't put some sort of money in that account if you can't account for it.
Mr. Duke, can you specify, please, what figure are you referring to, sir?
The 632,000, which was remitted into the account. So that has to be proved. That have to be proved. And you have to prove with receipts. If you're in UK or you understand how UK works or how HRMC works, you need to prove, yes, you submitted that. Yeah, that's fine. But by the time it comes to the end of the tax year, which is in April, they would have to break it down. If you're a PAYE, they will break down your tax, national insurance, for you. So as a company, they're going to break down, she has to break that down too. So if she doesn't have that money, it should not be reflecting under the account. It shouldn't. It should reflect in there.
Mr. Duke, why are people saying it's a threshold?
Mr. Oga, you know UK, leave people to say threshold or not threshold. UK people go collect their money. If you like, go and remit 50,000 now. Whether anybody come and say the threshold, Mr. Oga, UK will collect their money and they will calculate it out. So you cannot put amount that you don't want them, you can't process. You can't go and put 500 million and say, okay, there is a threshold. All this one they are saying, forget that. At the end of the task year, the UK are going to break down that money and they're going to tell you how much they took from it. So we cannot be, but my concern is, why is she doing all these changes all of a sudden? Rather than come to the public and just say, look, guys, this has been a misunderstanding. You know, this is not the way I planned it to go. No one will come and intentionally be bad. But if you're looking at all the things, I'm looking at all the resources now right behind in front of me. They are not enough to make all that money. They're not. And that's what Bobrisky is saying as well. Oh, I make millions from YouTube. That's why I can buy 450 million house. We can't be accepting all this kind of rubbish if you really want a good society. And that's what I'm saying. There's no need for hatred. There's no need for fighting. Let the person, and all these people coming to defend that person, is still giving a bit of dodginess. Let that person come and maybe you collected the money from public. And you have businesses. Oh, this is what happened. Oh. Look, if you were not caught now, is a different thing. They've caught you. And then you can see that everything you're trying to do, you're trying to change things. When I checked it, there was no members. Now there's like 6 people. So it's not just this lady that is checking it. There are a lot of people checking it. And they're recording the changes as it goes. And the more she keeps changing things, the more problems she's putting herself. Because now there are some names that she's included now. Those names have to be proved. Those names have to be proven. What is their percentage? What are they getting? You know, all these things, UK just don't do things for the sake of it. And I'm sure she must be aware of it. And that's why she rushed to go and remit whatever she had to remit. Because by the time they start, look, even crypto accounts, they do look into these things. They want, it's not that they are calling you, they want to take their own profit. Anything in UK, they want to take their profit, whether you like it or not. As long as it's in a bank account in UK, they want to take it. Go and ask anywhere. So it's not that they are witch hunting at that for. No. They even like you to put money there. But I'm so shocked because when you're defrauding your people, you're giving people like UK a chance to take things that is not supposed even to be there. Maybe that money should have been transferred to Nigeria to focus on the justice. But now, because it's here, they will take shares from that money again. People sweat. And then people will come and look, if you don't want to educate yourself, it's fine. But don't come and try and mislead people based because of maybe your alliance or anything.
Mr.
If you follow what she's saying, you will see some of the things she's saying. Except if you don't.
Mr. Duke, right. Permit me to just chip in one or two, right? I can agree with about making money from YouTube, maybe diverting traffic, and putting an account number on the content and all of that. But if you are telling me now that you're certain that she actually made that money, that's £600,000.
Well, the thing is, it's not about.
It sounded big.
That's what I was pointing you to. At the end of the tax year, we see the full account and we see the breakdown. So I'm not in a rush. You understand? I'm not in a rush to start.
Because, sir,
I don't have anything to prove to anyone.
Sir, do you have do you have a company and register with the company house, sir?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, right. When you're registering the company, on the application form, is it at any point they ask you that how much would your yearly income be that you have to put there?
Listen. When they ask you that, they're giving you a guideline, okay? That's not how much you would actually make. In fact, in your first year, you might not even make money at all. And
Sir, hold on. Can you say that again?
In your
sir?
first year,
That is not how much you actually work.
In your first year, you might not even make any money at all and declare zero. And that doesn't mean that
you said something before now, sir.
And that doesn't mean that because you've declared that, I'm going to make between 1 naira and 10 naira. No, even if you don't make
okay, sir.
First year
Sir, hold on. We don't have to go further. You've answered my question. What you've just answered is what you are seeing on that figure. That figure you've seen on there is what she declared.
So what you're saying is, she said she might make.
That is not how much she has made. Because, sir, I have an account and I have a company registered with the company house.
Oh, right.
But obviously, so I cannot speak for Ada.
Like I said,
but I'm explaining to you that the figure you're seeing on there, it is not how much she has made. That is how much
she projected.
Yes.
So
simple.
As a foundation, listen, I like what you're saying. So as a foundation, you could project how much you will make.
Go on, sir. I'm driving.
No, I'm just trying to juggle you here because look, knowledge is is for us to grow, to understand,
yes,
and not to confuse you. Nor you try confuse me. All right. The only reason where we're right now is because we don't want to listen to each other and try and check out things. The reason why I'm saying this is you're saying that she would have told HRMC, I am projected to make £632,000 as a foundation.
Now, let me
because you have to think about this. Liv, let
me interject on that point, and I won't be long. Like in the US, when you go to establish for your, we call it anyway, 501c3. When you want to establish your 501c3, on the application, they ask you, how much do you think that you will make for that year? You will project. Now, depending on how you project, they will know how to what category to put you in. So yes, in the US, it's done that way, but that does not mean at the end of the year, when they give you your qualification to be a nonprofit, that's what that application is for you to be qualified as a nonprofit or a foundation, right? So once they give you, sorry, I have COVID long haul. I want to go back to my thoughts. Just give me a second. Once they give you the okay, at the end of the year, you will still go back and file in your taxes how much you made that year. But you may even go over the amount you projected, or you might be under. But in the US, they do ask you. Sorry for the interruption.
No, that's fine. You've literally clarified what I've said. So she, without anybody's thing, she just opened a foundation. Because I'm looking at the thing on the government website here. Nobody knows who we are. You understand? And we don't even know if I'm working in tax office. Nobody and I'm going to flag this account. The point is, I'm not going to flag it yet. And I want her to understand this because it's not hatred. This is a cause. She's fighting a cause to bring justice, help the family, help the public. And I'm looking at that university, I'm looking at all the channels. I'm seeing Yole Doche, I'm seeing Mobad, Kineko. The only pain that we could establish is Mobad, that she's been actually trafficking all these things to get money, donation. And she herself said it, people asking me for account. And then if I eventually put account, and then obviously they wanted a foundation account, then that led to creating a foundation. And then she actually submitted that foundation, which obviously now made people to contribute inside. Then she now knew that, okay, by the end of the tax year, I should have collected £630,000. That for me, it's a big red flag because you cannot project as a foundation. You cannot project that way. But if we say yes, she's projected, then what it has to be is the accounts, as in your accounts that are connected to all these things, will be looked into. Okay, your name will be searched You should know how brutal UK is. Your name will be searched, because if you've projected something and then you not come back and say, I made only £5 or I made only £50, you've put yourself into trouble, because they want to know.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
That is not a trouble. That is not a trouble.
No, you haven't.
That is
No,
if you don't make that money, you don't make that money. It's not a trouble, sir.
Okay, don't let me use trouble. Don't let me use trouble.
If you don't make that money, it's not a trouble.
No.
It's
If you
just
don't make it, you don't make it now.
It's a
Not by
measure.
force.
Jacob,
You don't make it now, they can check. They can see your transactions.
Is that trouble? But the myth that is causing you guys acting. Let me say they would dig deeper. Okay? They would dig deeper to find out, okay, exactly what you've made. Exactly what is coming.
Sir, let me tell you this, right?
And then the problem she might have is she's not able to shut our contributors up. Okay, people that contributed, they can actually also request for a statement of account. Okay, and that itself, it can be a bigger problem if those people that contributed could convince the government that, look, they were misled that this money was meant for this purpose, or was meant to do some certain things. So,
No,
Mary, calm down. I know you want to defend.
I'm not upset, Mr. Duke. I want to refer to that point you just made there, because I do have a disability. I have COVID long haul, so I may forget. I'm not being rude, and I'm not angry or anything like that. I'm more than relaxed. I'm in dialogue with you. We're rubbing minds. What I'm saying is that it's not a big deal, because even whatever she projects, she will bring her document, her account that her accountant prepare, and they will submit. It's really not a big deal.
Yeah, you just literally answered the same thing I'm saying. She would have to express what she has said, she has brought forward for that year. Okay,
You should have explained that like that in the beginning, not saying that you saw that figure and that figure. You see, you should have explained like this before, that she would have to explain herself or bring documentation that backs.
That's from. I'm not here to.
But we need to learn. Sir, because people are listening. People are listening, and sometimes, like I said, we're only trying to learn and understand, to expose, the shame and people that if you are here to do fraud, we go shame you. You understand? So, but sometimes we should not be making people feel like
I always go back to the reference of what VDM said to even the Senate president. He said, "If I have anything against you, I would bring it out." That is a man with the courage. It's not that he hates the Senate president, but he wants him to do the right thing. And I think that is what we should all, that's what we should all follow. That's what we should all strive to do, the right thing. So for people to come and just automatically start to blame, or, no. What I said is, look, she can redeem herself. The onus is on her to prove to our people that contributed that, look, this is what we got from Obado. This is what I got from my own TV, things. And I decide to separate the two. But the problem will come in when you try to separate the two, because at a point in time, she was posting 4 accounts. She was posting 4 accounts at a point. And you can't be blaming people where it's you people that said I should go and bring foundation account. You see, you're not making yourself sound responsible. If people are putting wealth behind you and they want you to lead them in the right direction, and then you're saying, no. You people forced me to bring account. Don't you know what you're doing? So why have you championed this cause if you don't know what you're doing? And you can't clearly say that, it's because of the lawyer you got. Even the lawyer in the court, I'm going to tell you what they're going to say. They will say they've distanced themselves from that universe. They will tell you that. They said it. They actually said it when they were still part of the inquest earlier, when they were not being allowed in. And they said it's because of the association with certain foundation. And they said it right there on the news that, look, we have decided.
No, sir. Let me correct you, sir. They said the foundation is not registered in Nigeria. In that case, they cannot allow them to participate, not distancing themselves.
For them to participate.
No, sir, if you're trying to bring all this point, sir, Emma Laja, Emma Sodele, because if you're giving half points, people will get confused. They did not refuse them because of other foundation, and they're not trying to distance themselves. They are trying to say, if your foundation is not registered in Nigeria, you will not be allowed. That is what they were saying at the point. And I think reason why African TV 2 had to register a foundation in Nigeria as well.
Let's leave African TV out of this. What I'm saying is...
No. I just use him as a reference. But Esa, Emma Laja, the band so, Kema so,
Well, the point is, the onus is on every. Look, everybody, one way or the other, we're all dedicated to a certain power, okay? And the thing is, I got interested into this case because I want justice for Mohbad. And I'm sure everybody wants justice for Mohbad. But the problem we have is, if we have some people that are masking themselves and we cannot tell who is who, okay, imagine I've contributed 1 million into Ada Universe now, and I'm expecting it to do something. I'm expecting the return of that money. What has that money done? And I'm frustrated. Like, tell me, what have we gotten to? There are people like that have been contributing constantly, thinking money is the problem why we're not moving forward. But we see the case where this foundation is there, even though it's representing the same cause as the father, as a public that is supporting the father. But this same foundation has not made anything every time the father comes to solicit for money from the public that she got money from. Except you're telling me the money left.
Sir, let me correct you again, sir. Sir, let me correct you again as we go along, sir. Don't say Ada Foundation has not done anything with the money she's been collecting. Ada Foundation has... 1 second, sir.
J Clock, are you part of the foundation?
Emike,
listen.
I don't want you to spread wrong rumors, sir. Hold on.
If you're going to
hold on, I beg for God's sake. I know. The
reason why I said it, in as much as you're telling me that, you want me to explain further, I don't want you to answer on behalf of Ade Foundation.
No, it is what is out there. It's a public information that is out there.
Forget what
okay. Let me break this down, right? Let me break this down. Not everybody are privileged to know more certain information that is out there, because they don't come online all the time. Hold on, sir. Now, Shebina them Ada collects San Smith and Bankole that apparently Baba refused to sign and allow them to participate, right? So not like Ada did not try to do something, but they are frustrating Ada's effort with the lawyer Ada asked to represent Baba in the court of law, in the inquest. That is what is out there. I'm not supporting Ada because I know the foundation and I'm not part of them. If they catch Ada today, make them, in fact, come soon down.
Well, she knows what to do to help save herself. Because it won't be just fraud. It could lead to even revoking her status, depending on how they take it. And that's why we have to be careful, because look, it's easy for us to talk. It's the person that is in between that knows what is happening, okay? And, everybody will say their own and go. I'm not here to help anybody. We're all here for a good community. That's what we're trying to form.
Mr. Duke, can I ask you one question, sir?
From you, and I can take it and not be misled. Not you tell me something and I'll go and check it and it not be so. Okay?
Can I ask you one question, sir? Mm-hmm. Mr. Duke, right. Why do you think Mr. Sam Shitu and Mr. Sam Smith are being recorded? They have not been allowed to participate.
Okay, so when we go into that aspect, there's so many things, wrapped up in that thing. You understand? I've been looking into the judge that is in charge of it, and I'm trying to look at the relationship. That is there a what do you call it? How do you say this thing? Personal interest within the relationship between the parties that are judging these things and the parties are partly involved in this case. And there is, except if you don't want to say it, in my old post, because the only reason I opened this page was on Mohbad, nothing else. In my old post, you could see the newspaper I brought to you with the connection from the Shotobi that I showed you the newspaper. So except people don't see it. So I know the connections already. And I know that is why this case has been slowed down.
Not tell us
support what Mr. Bankole have done. They needed to do that because this case was being taken away from our hand. They were controlling it by themselves. And there's no one has a right to tell a old son not to come into the court. Inquest is for everybody. Like literally. They can even be recording it and be showing it on live TV. If you understand, inquest is for everybody. But they've genuinely kind of squeeze it out and make it sure like, oh, no, it's not even the court yet. So the lady does not have the right to do that. And you could see that when they called the case, she didn't even show up. Now we know that they have major powers in these things. So if Bankole have requested to be part of a case, they should be allowed to be part of a case, okay? And
thank you.
And if people are blaming them, oh, why did they stop the case? Look, nobody's controlling this case. Mohbad himself is controlling the case. All the people that have been revealed, all the truth has been revealed all this while. It's through this boy. Is this true holiness of him that we have seen everything? He was buried, right? In so many people, hundreds of people. Nobody saw the Agba or white clothes. People were there. And now, if by the time all these things happen, we're now seeing it, and we're like, was everybody blind before? So, look, at the end of the day, we need to make sure that everyone focusing on this justice are not misleading other people. Sorry, Koleski, who is Koleski? Oh, he's not Koleski. Oh, sorry, you're different. I was just reading what Koleski said.
Mr. Duke, I think we should try and, even though people say a lot of things about certain things that we are able to see, sometimes it's good sometimes to still go ahead and, do some diggings and come out, with the right information, because...
But the onus is on the person that been accused to come and, face himself, because the reason why this thing is happening to that person is because you're dealing with the public, okay? So there's no way you can now come and say, I don't have any explanation to make, because you've not even told the public that donated to you what you realize, your total, okay? And then if you want to now say, part of the things I've made is not for justice for Mohbad, then you have to let them know that, look, this is different to this is mine. So it's just openness, be open. Be truthful.
Mr. Duke, why can't they ask her for that information instead of accusing her?
This case has started in a long time. It started from Arifa's thing. I've been following it. And she came up, Ada Universe came up. When they was asking her, she left. So don't defend based on why can't they?
No. Statement the only reason this one is a recent one, sir.
No.
This one is a recent one.
Everything started on Arifa's platform. I was watching it. The only reason she could have cleared herself there, okay? But rather than clear herself, she was telling people, go to Google. Even though she had told people already, you can imagine, you would have told people already that, your foundation has been operating before Mohbad died. And they now ask you, when did you open your foundation? You said go to Google. But so you yourself have pointed people to where they will come and catch you.
Mr. Duke, do you know why? In my own opinion, right? Google will not lie to you. The same way they've gone there and did the research.
Mr. Duke, Google will not lie.
I don't want to keep sounding like I'm talking for Ada. I'm just talking.
Join the clock.
I'm talking based on the information out there, just like what you said now.
J-Clock, if you keep saying you don't want to, then you need to reach out to her to tell her to come and defend herself. Because the way you're coming out, I'm looking at you like,
I don't even know. The thing is, I don't even know her name on TikTok.
Yeah, it's sounding like
how to follow her.
Yeah, it's sounding like you are. That's why I'm kind of directing the question to you. You understand what I'm saying? So you cannot be saying, I don't think. The onus is on her to come and defend herself. Because since all her pages are all open now, I can see. And because I do IT, I can go to the back end and see what is going on. So that's what I'm saying. Look, let's not be deceiving people just for the sake of, we think some people don't have that information or they don't have access to it. Some people will get, you can say the girl that is doing it, you said she's not UK, but she could use her brain to connect that. Look, I can find out more about this person.
She did not using her brain very well, sir. Sir, okay, she's confusing people.
Hold on. How is she not using her brain very well?
Okay, thank you. I'm not trying to insult her. Sorry about that. I take that back. No. In fact, if she's listening, I take that back. Now, if you want to enlighten people based on the figure, just like I heard someone said, ask Google. If you ask Google, Google will show you. Now, she has gone to the company house. How come she was not going further to explain to people, but she refused and she just stayed?
No, I even asked. I even asked her, and she just said, "Look, get these names I'm talking about. You can get information on your stuff." So she's manufacturing information, and it's not that she's hiding the pages. She gave out information, and I too went to use this information, e.g., the person's name, the name of the company, the account of the foundation, our YouTube account, and I'm looking, and I'm seeing what she's saying, and then I can ask
in that case, that made £617,000. Let's just leave it as that. Because if
As I said, is the
if that's how we want to go about it, right?
Yes.
Let's just say that is how much Ada has made. Because apparently.
Jacob, calm down. You keep talking as if you're supporting it, and I'm telling you, in as much you still break the slam and say, I don't know how, but what you're sounding like, we have agreed that is a projection.
You know why? Because I won't let anybody confuse me.
No, that's why I said don't get confused. Just take all this information she's talked about.
Don't confuse me because I have hold on, sir. I have a company myself.
So, but I'll have to go, guys. But the main thing is April. We're gonna get the full company. We're gonna get full details. You understand? So whether she's projecting to make 600,000, by April we will see the full account. It's gonna be there. Everyone can type and find it. You understand? So I don't think we should put too much energy on this. I'm just saying she should do the right thing. Rather than going quickly changing because most people register their first company under their house, and all your information, even your year of birth is there. You can't hide. As long as you're the director, everything is there. You can't hide it. So what I wanted to say is, look, try and clear these things. Don't let it go further. This is people's money. Okay? Tell them that, look, this is how much I made in my YouTube videos. This is it. And when I was telling you people that were donating for Mohbad, this is how much we realized. All these subtle things will stop all these people just backing each other, because we're not thinking the same way. Everybody's got different brain. You have to use your own brain to decipher what is going on. I just heard what this girl has said. I first asked her, can you send me this information? She said, no, go and search all these things yourself. It's readily available. And I went to Google, put their name in there. It gave me this. Put the foundation. It gave me that. So all this information, we will all be seeing it in real time. Thank God we're not in Nigeria. So, but she can make amend if she wants to. Okay? Split what you collected from people and, let us know what was donated to you completely. But I've told you, even if you make 27,000 views, which I'm seeing on her account, since she opened her account in 2001, that's when she's opened 2021, January. That's when she opened her Ada Universe. Or since that time, she's had 6,400 videos. She's got 63,000 subscribers. And she's got 27,000 million views. Which, even if they are paying, you type on Google how much they pay for one view or 10,000 views. You understand? 1 million views, about $1,000 or $2,000, depending, And then when you times that by 27, they're still not up to how much it's projecting to whoever. And then when you check the other accounts, they're even lower than the YouTube. You have to be able to defend yourself properly in this country so that it doesn't. We're advising her. We're not calling her a thief. I'm not calling her a thief. I am advising her because we've seen people that these things have really destroyed their livelihood in UK, including the status. Because if the public are coming against you, look at what happened recently with the police telling the Yoruba women to stop calling police to chase their husband out of the house. You understand? This country, if the public start to get against you, and maybe the men too decide to report that, look, this woman, they will use their brain. They just don't make decisions just like that. They just don't.
Good afternoon, Mr. Duke.
So I will leave it there. I know a lot of people want to defend, but I'm not in Ada's team. I'm not, I just want justice. But also,
you can call it whatever you want. I don't know.
Sorry?
I just want to quickly say, could you change that word projection to threshold? Then maybe it will start to become a bit clearer for you. Because you keep on going
The thing is, did it do whether projection or whether thing? I've told you by April is just around the corner. I'm not telling you this because I want to get anything from you. Neither do I need anything. To you, you're saying. Listen. You're saying I should clear it in my brain. Why should I clear it in my brain? I'm telling you that someone has given some information.
Could you let me land? Can you let me land, please?
No, it's not. This is not a conversation between me and you. I'm not interested in banter, like changing this. Okay?
No, that's what you're saying. I want you guys to be professional.
Yeah, take the same information. Go and search it. You're telling me like, you need to change. Who are you to tell me to change something? You're not. I'm not here to start arguing with you.
Mr. Information. Let us be professional. Calm down. Let us be professional.
That's the problem. It's just like people coming out for VDM. Oh, you shouldn't have been the one to record the video. Oh, you should have called the father. Nobody, look, if you truly
You've
want
come
something
out
to
for
go well,
Adam. No one held you to it. You've
yeah,
come out
no,
for
if you
Adam.
truly
No one
want
said
something
you
to go
can't.
well, you would obviously go and do your investigation. Okay, guys, why are we doing that notice? You would
Yeah, but I'm
obviously
Mr.
saying,
Duke has submitted. Mr. Duke has already submitted. Let us hear from Didi Drew.
I'm
Thank
just
you,
trying
Mr.
to
Duke.
say 632,000 is not Ada University's personal projection. 632 is HRMC. That is the threshold they set for micro-sized companies before they are taxed. This amount is applicable to everyone. Ada University is not special. So she's not the one that projected that amount. That's why I've just said to you, if you change that word projection to threshold. So I didn't come looking for a fight with you. It's not projection. It is a threshold set by HRMC. If you're a small size company, you're allowed to earn 10 million before, like a charitable organization, you're allowed to earn 10 million before you start paying tax. If you're a micro-sized company, you're allowed to earn 632 before paying tax. If you go into, you said you're into IT, if you delve into this, the YouTube account, which is not the one for the mobile account, if you go into that, you can go and look at the assets. So that should give you an idea of what the turnover is. So that's just all I wanted to say. It's not Ada Universe that came out and said, oh, I expect to make 632. This is set by currency.
Didi, thanks for the clarification. And let me say one more thing before I drop. I don't want people to always think that anytime you are trying to defend the truth, because first of all, you can't even, stress to defend the truth. The truth is out there, right? Based on what is known to us. But when you say somebody is defending too much because somebody sounds like this, it's because the information is just out there. I'm not manipulating it, and it's everywhere. But it will become problem when you're trying to force something else on people for them to believe without clarifying it properly. That is what is going on here. Mr. Duke, first of all, said she made that money, that 600 something pounds. She did not make that money. And I was trying to tell you that no, not threshold. You said no. You've been to a platform and a YouTube. Fine. If she put her account number on YouTube content, well, she will have to come and explain herself. But shall we don't ask ourselves, yeah? Do you know how many YouTubes out there we don't use mobile content, collect views, and make money? But because Ada is the vocal point now, we are, hammering on Ada, which is not bad. At the end of the day, UK here, you cannot mago anything. In fact, it's even good if people go and report the company to company house. Then go dig out information. Kia. You cannot hide or mago anything for this side, which is very, very good. So why are we stressing? Why are we, giving ourselves headache for no reason? If Naimoli has come out and said, okay, sister, come and give us accountability on ABC, that is very, very clear. It's good not to, because to me, she started this 600,000 figure that went viral, that people are till now believe that that figure is what Ada has made. And if someone like me is talking about this information now, they will say I sound like I am defending Ada. I am not defending Ada. If in fact, if his Ajoke name is involved, that is what I'll be saying. Because this information is out there and we can all see it. If they catch Ada doing dodginess, let them shut a company down and face the music. It's as simple as that. I don't even know the page, but I've just heard the name two days ago about the money moving around, and I had to listen very well to certain explanations. So please, me will defend Ada. I'm just doing clarification. I'm only talking on the information out there. Anybody where they catch, may they convert no bar, no very kuni.
All right, thank you very much for clearing the air. Sorry I was away. There's something I've noticed about people trying to question or trying to hold other accountable. Just like Sniper has said, there's nothing bad about somebody being accountable, but you have to do it in the right way. Now, the Imodi has actually defamed many of us, including myself, Sniper inclusive, and some others, that we are part of those embezzling money and stuff like that. So if you have said that you don't see any problem with that statement, then you are a problem too. So if we're trying to look for accountability, we should go the right route. We should not defame people or make it seem more like as if it's more than that. A lot of people don't even understand that there's life after this justice for mobile. They're just going the route of what they can't even explain. So I'm just trying to appeal to whoever is coming to ask her for accountability. Let us do it the right way, and let us point fingers at those that we need to point fingers at. If you're not doing the right thing, let's tell you to your face that you're not doing the right thing. It doesn't kill nobody. So that's just it. And like we said, we're not holding brief for other. We're only trying to analyze carefully and critically so that we will not be misinformed and so that the public cannot go about with some narrative that is not true. So for whoever is coming to say anything, please make sure you're saying the fact, nothing but the fact. Till we have Ada, I'm sure Ada will come and still come and clear the air, but though, let's still maintain that fact.
But Kule, do you even know that as of today, some are saying that no wonder this person is saying it as if he knows what in the apple. No, say, don't you know that is why Ada is forcing Sam Smith and Bankole on that inquest so that they can use that to defend that 600 something thousand money, so that they can say that is what they have done. So that is why they are forcing them to be in that inquest so that they can use them to mago the money and say, okay, as foundation, this is what we have done. This is what we have done. So if all this kind of information is going out there, spreading, people will continue to get confused. And the funny thing is this, some of these people actually know the truth about accounting and breakdown of what the lady was explaining to them the other day. But because they want this to fly everywhere, they will not come out and break it down. Even some people that are not in support of Bankole and Smith, I've seen one or two people that come out to say, no, that is wrong information. This other foundation money that you guys are spreading about is wrong. The balance on our account, in fact, the size of the company is 8,000 and something pounds. So how did 8,000 pounds accumulated to 600 and that money is huge. But hopefully we'll get the to see the truth behind this whole information flying about. But see, people don't enjoy information, they don't lambast, they don't bash Ada anyhow. If arrest begin, make people no come to talk, say, you have to forgive and forget now. She be on this justice for mobile. And I laugh, I go to laugh. Because when you are talking about all these things, you they collect glory, then they hail you. I just hope those way they hail you go come back and say, collect money for your bill. She cannot.
Yeah, thank you, J Clock. So that's just the thing, trying to clear the air, that's all. Vegetable Island, you're welcome back. So let's continue from your analysis.
No, I just wanted to say that I was on here a minute ago when Drew and the Duke were speaking. And I think, I have to say to the Duke, no offense, although we're probably aligned in mindset, I don't think the problem is Ada's business, on YouTube. I think that is a good thing. She's got her revenue. She's entitled to make money like the rest of us. There's nothing wrong with her having, let's say, even if she did make 632,000 on her YouTube. Fantastic, great, you're doing really well. There's nothing wrong with that. I think the problem is that the links that are attached onto her YouTube channel to make money for Justice for Mobad. And that is not even a problem within itself. Let's be honest here. There's nothing wrong with her having that link for donations on there. I think now it's become the only things that people want to know how much she has raised so far, and two, how much has been spent and what was spent on what. And I think before I left to go and pick up my daughter, I think I was speaking to Teflon, I think, was it? Or someone who was here earlier. And they were saying, look, there might be a possibility she might have paid for people on these lives or on TikTok to sort of further the cause for Justice for Mobad. Again, nothing wrong with doing that, but the problem is when you have a foundation and you're receiving donations, as far as I know, I could be wrong, please educate me, and you're saying it's just Justice for Mobad, all that, like, you don't specify where the money is going, and people assume that all the funding is going to Bankole and Smith. Then you spend it on a 75p can of 7-Up. Once the HRMC start looking into that, then they'll say, but you didn't put in fine print that you might get a 75p 7-Up can of Coke or whatever it is. Okay, you should have put that in fine print. So can we have that 75p back? Do you get where I'm going? I think that's where she'll need to clarify. And I hope that all the funding that she has received has gone to the cause, and she'll be able to separate her business, which is YouTube, because she's entitled to do that, and other things that she does on there, to this money that she was using. Look, this is what they're going to do. HRMC are going to, no matter what she does, whether she takes the videos down, they're going to go back to the videos where she had that link for donations. And those will be the ones that they would look into detail and try and get clarification as to how much she received from those specific videos. It's not her channel, it's the videos that have those donations. And then once she has the breakdown as to, okay, this is what she received, right, where did the money go? And that's it. I do hope that Ada just goes onto a space where she's safe, preferably her own space, which is her own live on TikTok or YouTube. And to be honest, I don't want her to explain. She doesn't really owe me an explanation. What she just needs to do is to show documentation, because documentation can never lie to you. Numbers do not lie. And exactly what was spent on what. And that's it. Am I wrong for thinking that? Please tell me.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But, it would have been better and nicer if at the early point, that was the question that was asked, not speculation everywhere. If you say, okay, Ada, you're part of the foundation as well, following Mohbad case. Well, we noticed that you've been probably making some money off this from YouTube, or your account is on there. Please, any way you can come and explain to us and tell us how much you are able to realize on this, on that. You see, when you're asking questions, it's different from when you already concluded. I think that is what actually happened and caused problem here. Now, I wouldn't assume that the money made is only for Banks and Smith, right? I believe probably even if she has other money pending, you might want to use it for further case on Justice for Mohbad, anything that come up in regards to that. I don't know. But my question here is, my answer here is this. Naimoli should have asked that, well, we noticed that you are making money, or your video is this and this and this. Is there any way you can come out and, tell people your plan, and since you are working for public, the plans and how much you've made and what are you intending to do with the money and what have you done so far? Not to distract people and divert them to a wrong information. Now, Baba, at a point, I don't know, but people are saying that Baba thought that was how much Ada has made. That alone can give that Baba high blood pressure. That information alone got a lot of people worried and angry. That's how. No, Baba, you laugh. Say not true now. Even Daniel Mologo was like, this money is too much, yo. A lot of people, and these are the hosts. So if they're not understanding and it's not clear to them, they will all be thinking that is where I'm having problem. Because you put it in people's head that the figure that is causing problem here is that amount. And that is what's making people talking and talking. You can ask questions just like the way you are talking now. Okay, Ada, fine. Come and explain to us, at least let honor us as a public. Explain to us how much you've made so far. We shouldn't be asking you this, but please, we're just looking for way out and see how we can, move on to the next page. What are you intend to do with the money you've made with Bankole and Smith? How much have you spent so far? Is a question. It's a different thing than causing problem where it has caused buzz boost everywhere. If you understand where I'm coming from.
No, I get where you're coming from, J. Clark. I mean, I think it's difficult for me to comprehend because I don't look. And this is me being genuinely honest. To me, the amount is not really an issue. It could be a million or it could be £1. To me, it's the principle of the cause of how, and let's be honest, J. Clark, you're in the UK. You know how things are done. This is not Africa. You can't just, by saying, I'm going to assume that I'm donating this money, and maybe some of it might not all go to Bankole and Smith. No, that's not how things work in the UK when you have a foundation. Let's be honest. We have to be honest about that. Legally, when you do things in the Western world, you have to define and in the finest way explain down to the last penny exactly what is happening with this money. Everything has an explanation because everything needs to be accounted for. There's no assumptions. In the UK, we don't have such thing as suing people. Nobody's going to sue Ada in the UK because that's not how things work in this country. Hence why when you asked me earlier, did I report her to HRMC? Well, I pay my taxes to HRMC office so that they can investigate things like this for me, not me in doing it the other way around. And if Ada hasn't done anything wrong, then, she can just provide her documentation and it's as easy as that. But when you have to be really, I think this will teach people a lesson as well. Hence why I said that when you open foundations, especially in the West, or anything that is charitable or anything that has any money attached to it from the so-called public, you have to be so careful. You have to be so careful and take accountability for missteps because there is so many legal things that are involved. And if you make one step wrong because you think that people will assume you might just spend 75 pence on a Coca-Cola out of that money, you'll find yourself in deep shit. I'm just being honest.
Okay, can I ask you this?
Can you say that for GoFundMe as well? Can you say that for GoFundMe as well? Because I know there is still this issue of. Wait, hold on, Jacob. There's still this issue of 30 million for autopsy, but no one is talking about that anymore. Why?
We'll get there. Let me ask her this question, then she can answer both together if obviously she's comfortable to answer both. Now, Vegetable Island, do you know that at some point Brekete also was on this case that obviously Baba Mumbai was on her? The video is posted on Brekete's page as well. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know that those videos, so many views on those videos right now? Now, Brekete 2 is a foundation. Is it how do I put it? Is it normal to say, okay, Brekete 2 should come out since he promised to even help us to do autopsy and all of that, and he has not done it? In fact, according to Bukky Jesse, that he promised, but he has not done anything. Now that at a point, Baba Mohbad 2 went on his life and is the foundation, is it fair to say Brekete 2 should come out and tell us how much he made and how much he has spent on Mohbad case?
No, because I'm going to explain to you why. Berekete clearly said out of his own Berekete clearly said out of his own mouth, do not provide any money in regards to Justice for Mohbad to me, or had a link attached to any of his videos on YouTube to say donate here for Justice for Mohbad, because he understood that there'll be a follow-up as to where is my money. You had this link attached to your video when Baba was there, and we've provided money, but we haven't seen any results. 2, like you said earlier, I can open a YouTube now and start talking about Justice for Mohbad, and then I can promise all these things, heaven and earth. Oh, I'm going to get you justice. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to speak to this person. I'm going to speak to that person, like many people have done in the last couple of months. It doesn't mean that it's going to come to fruition. And I can do that because YouTube allows you to do that. There's no responsibility for that. Where it becomes complicated is if I attach a link that you click on and you then send money to. That's where it becomes complicated.
The difference between this now is either having a link attached to certain videos on Mohbad's case.
Yes.
And Brekete doesn't have any link, but Brekete's page is monetized. And at the end of the day, there will still be some revenue that will go into that account.
Yeah, but
right?
Jacob, it's
Yes.
exactly what I've just said. Berekete just has a bigger platform. He's not doing anything different to Ado. Ado has a platform for business. Berekete has his platform for business. This is why I'm saying that you have to be so careful when you have these businesses, because what you attach onto those channels is what is going to get you. Whatever you can say anything. You can say that I think allegedly that King Charles, ruined Diana. You can say that on YouTube, okay? And then I can say, I'm going to investigate and promise all these things. And then a year later, nothing happens. And you say, Vegetable, you've received all this revenue. You've been promising us this, that, and the other. And you've had so many eyeballs on your YouTube channel from these false headlines. Well, I can, I can promise you heaven and earth. I don't necessarily have to deliver. The problem is you're just watching, like you said earlier, you're just watching. It's like propaganda. You read the Daily you're just paying. But it doesn't necessarily mean, once you start asking, if I ask you for a donation on that video, that's when it becomes a problem. So Berekete will never... The smart thing that Berekete did, I understand what you're saying. The smart thing he did was he made sure he announced that I do not want money from the public, and he didn't attach any links for any donations. He promised heaven and earth, and he didn't deliver. That's all he did.
I'll let you answer. What's it called? Where is he? He's gone. The autopsy. The autopsy question. I thought.
Yeah, the 30 million about
autopsy.
the autopsy.
Sorry, what happened?
The sniper. I thought he was up now to ask the question. He was like, the autopsy money that they claim they've spent 30 million naira. I mean, what can you say about that? Do you think they have been truthful, or that autopsy and toxicology should cost that much?
Who spent 30 million? Berekete or Baba's lawyers? Who spent 30 million?
According to Bukky Jesse, she said they have spent 30 million on autopsy and toxicology for Mohbad. The private one they did. In
Then,
case,
again,
you understand, the 30 million is about maybe, I don't know, maybe £18,000.
Then the same applies to Bookie as well. No one is exempt from this. If that's what she's saying, she needs to provide documentation to back that up.
She's not providing it, and she's not even talking about it. And according to me personally, I believe that saying that to the public, they've made public believe that that is how much we've spent. And since nobody's coming out to debunk it, well, we spend that. Shit, nothing's happening. That is what is happening here. But Bookie is not talking about it. No one is talking about it. Even Imoli is not questioning this particular statement, right? Because if autopsy and toxicology cost about $2,000 max, and somebody is coming out to say they've spent $18,000, pounds or dollars, or in Nigerian money, 30 million naira, and nobody's talking about it. What is going on?
Was this via the foundation, or was this via access?
Money from the GoFundMe. This is money from the GoFundMe.
This is the money from the GoFundMe. Then I think there are routes of that you can find out exactly how the money is spent. That's a legit question.
J-Clock, sorry, Vegetable. I don't think it's from the GoFundMe, because the GoFundMe is still showing the current balance. So this money must have come from probably the access
somewhere.
Somewhere. So
somewhere. So sorry, I take that back. Not from GoFundMe. Yeah, hold on. I take that back. Not from GoFundMe, but they have spent that amount on autopsy and toxicology. Now the question is, where?
J-Clock, before you go further, GoFundMe, you won't see how much has been taken until everything is done.
Exactly. I didn't want to go there. I know, but I didn't want to, be too jumpy. You know what I'm saying? But as I said, wherever the money has come from, at the end of the day, they will take it from somewhere, either Access Bank or GoFundMe. One of the two. Money must come out, or maybe somebody else has given them that money. So how come Bookie has not come out to explain to people and say this is where the money has come from? And do you even believe, Vegetable Island, that somebody can spend £15,000 on autopsy and toxicology? This is just a personal question, not
necessarily. No, I'm with you on that. I think that's a lot of money to spend on something that is simple. But I would like to hope, once again, like I hope that Ada has, there'll be an explanation. Now, let me tell you the difference between Ada and, because people are smart, okay? If this money is from a GoFundMe, there are channels where they'll be held accountable if the money wasn't spent accordingly. But I think GoFundMe works slightly different. I don't know the ins and outs detail. If the money that many people have donated into the Access Bank account, now there's no accountability for that, because I'm going to tell you why. That money is going straight into an account. So, for example, J-Clock, if word by mouth now we're on TikTok, this is not a channel, we're just having a conversation, and I said to you, oh, you know what, something has happened to my pet, and I really need all you guys' help. Can you, each of you, donate £10? Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Let's say 9, I receive £90, whatever, from everybody. And it goes into my Halifax account. It's going to be very difficult for you, J-Clock, to come back to me and say, Vegetable, you took £10 from all of us and made £90 for your dog. And you didn't give us a follow-up as to how your dog is doing. And I'm going to say to you, well, the dog is fine now. But when you open a foundation, do you see where I'm going, J-Clock?
Yeah, I can understand.
And I think that is, and I hate to say it, but I think that's where the smart move was made in regards to the Access Bank account. But the foundation and charity and attachment of links, that is a whole different ball game, because that can be traced right back. If you have to even go to HRMC and let them know that you have a foundation and declare things, already they're going to be tracking you down. You will have to have accountability, whether you like it or not. And everybody should have accountability. Even if you sent me £10 into my bank account, J-Clock, I should be able to account as to whether I did actually spend that money on my dog. but the way that I'm going to be dealt with by the law is going to be completely different. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You see where I'm having a problem with all this information here, right? You see, it's good to be neutral. Just, you see, we've been talking about this now. There's no buzz or tension anywhere because we are both trying to be neutral and other people on the platform. Now, where I'm having problem here is this. Nothing wrong in asking question, but the moment you are answering question because you want to counter a particular statement to justify one or two reasons is where I'm having a problem. Just like Naimoli and some other people have been saying. How come you guys are asking for Baba accountability, the GoFundMe accountability, but Ada too is not accountable for our own this and all that? If you want to ask Ada on a neutral ground and being neutral. You don't have to now be saying, because you guys are asking for accountability for here or from that, reason why we too are asking for accountability. Now you made it seem like there is a fight or there's a problem somewhere and somewhere. And to me, if you're being neutral and free-minded, nothing wrong. Like I said now, if Ada is found being funny, deal with that accordingly. I'm only talking about the information out there. I'm not trying to defend Ada because I don't even know her. But what is out there is what I'm talking based on. But with Baba,
Jacob, when you want to face Ada, I don't want to say attack. You should face her on the fact. You cannot face her on fallacy. I heard Duke coming up and saying all that to correct him by saying it's a projected. It's not even a projected by Ada. It was a projected by the government. The money they were calculating into naira, and it is not certain. And at the end of the day, the projection was based on Ada owned company. You see, they came on a fallacy that the projected money was real money, which is not. Everybody who knows how to check a dictionary can check. Projection that is expected.
but Teflon, you see, I like Nemoli's, energy, but let that energy.
I don't like her energy.
Hold on, sir.
Okay.
No, my point is, let that energy be a balanced energy on all-rounder. Put the same energy on Buki saying 30 million naira we don't spend on autopsy. Use the same energy to question the reason why the GoFundMe or the agenda on the GoFundMe has not been achieved, or we've not even seen anything apart from going to the court and all of that. So if I say I like energy, it's just that.
How is she going to? J-Clock, hold on 1 second. How is she going to question Buki now when she's gone to form familiarity and reported?
Buki, thank you.
So how is she now going to? Come on, man. They know what they're doing. They know what
That is what I'm saying, and that's what I'm trying to explain to Vegetable Airliner that I like. You see, we've been on this platform now over 3 hours now. There's no chaos. There's no buzzballs. We have been matured and trying to get some answers. But let one or two individuals join the live now. It will look like, when Doc was saying that look like I'm sounding like Ada, I said, I know be Ada. I'm talking based on the information out there. But anytime I'm answering your question, it will keep seeming like I'm talking about Ada or I'm defending Ada, but I'm not defending Ada. I'm only talking based on.
That was why I kept quiet, because most of the things he was saying were wrong. But once you talk,
not keep quiet again now, because that information will be going around.
I want Ada to come defend whatever, like all the figures I was talking about, the threshold. He was just saying whatever. When you asked him some questions, he couldn't really say. But I didn't want to get involved because I'm not Ada. Let it not come as if I'm trying to defend.
Sniper,
I just want
you don't have to answer based on Ada, based on normal thing. Okay, I get company and I register with company house. I know about the threshold. So with what I know, I can answer the question and let him understand that no, it is wrong. Well, Ada will still come out and explain about our own truth now. But the moment people begin to round information out there, it will go to spread. You can only see people that are on this platform. You don't know people that are on the fence that will take the information to somewhere else. And the same thing we've been experiencing since 4 days. I'm telling you, that figure don't make some people crazy. Say what? Person that make 700,000 from this justice. That is wrong. But I cannot talk for anybody. Anybody within arrest. If they want beat her, maybe they can call me. I go join her and we go beat all of them. And no,
let's be honest, J Clock. Look, besides all this madness and all this stuff that we're doing, this all stems from the fact that the reason why Ada is going through this is because she is attached to Bankole and Smith. Let's be honest. And people feel, this is just my opinion, people feel as though she has interrupted a process that was going quite well. For part of the public that felt as though Baba's team wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing. And for somebody to go out of their way to do that, it has caused a lot of havoc, and people started digging into her and why and how Bankole and Smith were being funded, and she's ended up in this hot soup. The reason why it's not happening to Bukky Jesse is because Bukky is behind Baba. Let's be honest. That's the reason why this is all.
You've answered it all. And remember, Vegetable Island, I'm happy. The country that you are right now, you know how it works. If anything happened, even in school, right? Okay, let me give you one instance, right? My son was playing football in school one day. He left his jacket on the playground. His iPhone was in the jacket. When he finished playing football, he said, "Dad, I can't find my jacket." I was so pissed off. Now, jacket was stolen. The following day, I went back to the school. I said, "Listen, my son's jacket had been stolen, and I want the jacket because there's a phone inside of it." Then they told me at the reception that, "Oh, sorry, we don't really have camera on the playground because." I was laughing, and the lady was like, "What's funny?" I said, "Do you want to put your school in trouble?" She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "How can you tell me on a playground there's no camera? So tell me, if something major has happened on that playground, this is what you would tell me, and this is how I won't get justice for what happened." Then he said, "Okay, hold on. Let me call somebody to come and speak to you." Then she went and called their head teacher. Then he took me into another room to discuss with me and said, "Don't worry, I'll look into it." And he was like, "Although we have a camera, but the camera is not covering one side." I said, "I don't want to know wherever the camera is covering. I want my son's jacket and his phone, because you are telling me this school is not safe enough for my child to attend. Okay, let's assume something nasty happened on the playground. How would you investigate? Don't worry. We'll let you tomorrow. Come back tomorrow." Do you know that the next day when I go back to school, the jacket and the phone was intact? Though they didn't tell me the person that took the jacket, because they don't want to escalate problem and all of that. Do you know what I mean? You know, they actually just say, "Okay, sorry, they've spoken to the parent of the person that took the jacket." So accountability, you see what I'm saying? Now, if you are telling me that the autopsy is 30 million, but because you are siding Baba, you think you've got right to say that, are you not confusing people? How are you being neutral? Now, tell me the reason why Bankole and Smith cannot be in the inquest. If they have attended the inquest and they've asked some rubbish questions or certain question that is going in favor of Wunmi, then we can say, "Oh, this is wrong, oh, this is crazy, these people are not genuine." But they've not even allowed them to ask any question or to go further to see how they want to drill who and who that is part of this, crime. People already are saying, no, we don't want you. We don't want you because you're from Ada. This and it shouldn't be from Ada. You should be neutral. If you're not being neutral, you always be one-sided.
J Clock, I want other people to speak, but I'm just going to say this. In my opinion, I think that Ada overstepped. This is just my opinion, and I know no one on this platform is going to agree with what I'm saying, and it's probably going to get a lot of backlash. It is not mine or your place or Kunle's place or Juicy's or the Duke or whoever's place to go out of their way, create a foundation on behalf of Mobad. It's immoral. And then deciding that you're going to get part of the public on your side to fund a public lawyer over a man who gave birth to this deceased child and who is grieving. And to add insult to injury, let me just say this, to add insult to injury, they're not necessarily Ada herself, because I haven't seen her do it. There were people on these lives that were attacking that man day in and day out for no reason whatsoever. Look, let me just say this, and then I'll finish. You are entitled to say that, you know what, I don't trust the process. I don't trust that Baba is doing this or doing that. But day in and day out, we have people assaulting this man constantly, and then people went out of the way to create this foundation to then get these lawyers who are, honestly, if that was my child, I would be retaliating as to who do you...
Teflon, hold on, sir, hold on. Let her finish, sir. Go on, carry on, finish.
I know there are going to be people that are going to disagree with me. I know, Teflon, you're not going to agree with me. But at the end of the day, think of it if that was your child. If that was my child, oh my goodness me, no way on God's green earth would Ada be able to open a foundation on my child's name and think that she can get a public lawyer because she doesn't think that I'm capable enough of making a decision for myself. It's highly disrespectful. And I think, this is my opinion, people like me did not like the fact that she did that, but also did not say anything and understood where part of the public were coming from by Bankole and Smith. And this is why this is happening to her, because people that think like me, I didn't take this action. Yes, I reported it to HRMC now, but when I respected people when they said they wanted to have their own lawyer. But I think that's why people like me, or who thought like me and were bold enough to take the action they did by start digging into her, is why she's going through what she's going through. Do you understand what I'm saying, Jane Clock?
Yes, I grab you.
No,
You go on.
No,
I want to let her one thing. Hold on, 1 second, sir.
Okay.
Do you know that this conversation about Baba bashing is a totally different conversation? If we choose to go into this particular conversation now, it's going to be a lot, right? Because there's a lot of things that's happened. The same way they are bashing Yamobad and all of that, but I just want to let you know there's a different conversation entirely, and I will mute my mic. I will let people that want to talk about it.
Please, if I may go first. Baba bashing is reciprocal. It takes two to tango. Baba bashing is not because of Ada Foundation alone. Let me digress. Ada Foundation may have opened a foundation for the cause of finding justice for Mohbad. Is not finding justice for Joseph Aloba. Mohbad was exhumed because of the public outcry, not the family outcry. The family have already said, God giveth, God taketh. End of story. When the public outcry brought out Mohbad's body from exhumption, and the dialogue begins, what justice for Mohbad should look like. Everybody was at the beginning on the equal side. But after a while, people started taking camps. A lot of us took Baba's side. Some people took Wumi's side. Now, in furtherance, we started getting deep into the conversation. And people started having personal issue to base their justice for Mohbad story. And the cursing and insulting shifted from attacking Wumi's side inside justice for Mohbad itself. You see, it would have been nice if Joseph Aloba had listened to advice and say, you are the father of this movement. People have made you the father, even though you didn't ask for your son assumption, but you signed and concur with it. It would have been fine if he had listened to that advice and calm people down. You see, when you have children or followers and they are fighting, you don't take a spoon or a knife or a cane or a morogun and start beating one side. The side you started beating will feel offended. Why is this man beating us? We are all on the same side. And we pointed that out, but it was not yielded. To now say that people should not fire back when they have started receiving Omorogun from Baba personally himself, it is very difficult to say. Especially for somebody like me. When we saw it coming and we shouted, Yoruba would say, Asoni Koko, Asoni Baba, that we said it underground, overground, covered, overt. And not only that, he now dropped the Omorogun, the banter. He now cocked a gun of insult and curses. Personally, I think people should have a worry about that. You cannot defend negativity. Two wrongs don't make a right. Yeah, definitely you may have been bantered over banter, but that is why I said at the beginning, this thing is reciprocal. It takes two to tango. If Baba have listened to wise man advice and wise women advice to respect all my women out there, this would not have come. You are a leader. You should have, listen, you should have acted. Calm both sides down. You know that the reason why this internal banter started was for personal reason and animosity, which we heard yesterday, all true. We know where some people were coming from. It wasn't, that is why I shifted and say, some people will not, including Baba, will not recognize justice for Mohbad if they see it. Because it has become personal. What transpired between him and African TV was not supposed to be personal or outside or overt. It should have been covered. Talking underneath. Nobody should have known. That, you see, Vegetable Island, that is what messed it up. And it wasn't that people did not see it. I wasn't the only one that saw it. A lot of people saw it. They went through the back. I don't want to mention names, but they know themselves. Some of them are even on this platform with us. They went through the back and started shouting, don't go this way, don't go this way. But it was escalation over escalation. And that foundation has the right to open a foundation. Everything that foundation did is legal. Whether it is moral, I'm not in the moral court. I don't hardly say there. Because morality depends on which territory you are. But legally, in Nigeria, in America, in London, everywhere, in universe, she went by the book. And that should be respected. Somebody cannot now come and start building on fallacy of gerund and lies and wants to base something that is legally done and to confront it and demolish it. It cannot happen. You cannot build your factor on lies. You cannot build a good foundation on a sand that you didn't test and make sure it's good to build a house. You build a foundation on rock without even testing, because it's a rock, it is solid. Other foundation is legal and solid. Don't mix other foundation private account with other foundation Mohbad raising money. What he did is legal, it's not illegal. If it's illegal, EFCC will have been on our case. So don't build a fact on a bowl, something that doesn't.
That's a quick question.
Thank you.
Are you part of the trustees of the foundation? Because the way you're saying that it's legal, is this? I was just trying to find out that information. Are you connected to them any which way?
I don't have to be connected. I don't want to be connected. Wait, now you ask the question. Let me answer now.
Yes, if you are. I just want to ask the question after.
Let me answer you. I don't have to. I am not, and I will not be. But
Fantastic.
I am a public. I am a public that can see, that can read, that can understand.
Let me
Thank
now
you.
ask you another question. We're not here to, argue.
No. You are my man now. Why should I have them? Even if you want to vent, I'll drop.
Now that's it. Now I don't have. Everyone does not have to accept what I say. When you said that anyone can open a foundation,
Yes, sir.
which is really true. Can I just go and open a foundation on your name now for a course, about you, without you knowing, not fully having being carried along? So I understand that we say the foundation is good. And what I was trying to say is, you need to be able to separate the business, foundation business, from our personal business.
Sorry, the Duke. I think there's a problem with your speaker or something.
Okay, if Mr. Duke is listening to this, hold on. Mr. Duke, if you are hearing this, Ada at a point opened a GoFundMe, which part of the money were given to Baba. And at a point, Ada tried to get a lawyer for Baba, which is Bankole and Smith. But for some reason, Baba don't want to sign their papers to be part of the legal team, according to the information out there. So with regards to the, can somebody open something on somebody else's name? The GoFundMe that Ada opened.
Jack, with all due respect, Jack. What Duke said was in my name. That is, she didn't open the account in Joseph Aloba's name. It was in Mohbad Foundation. Mohbad is a public name. Mohbad is a songwriter's name. She didn't open it in Joseph Aloba's name.
Sakuma.
Please.
The account, wait. If you say Mohbad is Mohbad's name, but you know that name is a sign name for, identification of one particular person. It's not just a random name. Somebody bear that name. That name
is a public name. It's not a
public name. It's a brand name.
Tell himself.
It's a brand, like this taco that you're writing now.
It's a brand, that public name or brand name.
That's what I'm saying. And this taco you are writing, and you register this taco in your name. Somebody will not say it because he used to see that taco, so he can just use it. And meanwhile, you register it in your name. No, I'm not supporting that.
Hold on. If I have registered that name, and if I have branded that name, and I have said that nobody can use it. You see, Mohbad registered that name if he did, branded that name if he did.
He did,
but did not say that nobody can use it. And Ada Foundation didn't just say Mohbad's name alone. She added some things to it.
Sakuma, all those information we don't have it because we know that Mohbad registered that name.
You should have it before you argue.
Akuma, Mohbad registers that name. He has a label in that name. But whether Mohbad now make it open for anybody to use, that's what we cannot answer. But That name is registered in
Let's
Yoruba name.
answer that first
But
before we now.
Jacob, I want to talk on Jacob. Jacob, what you said
Thank you.
initially, it was very right. When Ada opened that account, Baba was involved. At the time, she was giving Baba money. That is true. But concerning that lawyer, what actually happened is that when Ada wanted to give Baba lawyer, Baba friends, there's one particular first lawyer Baba was using that Mohbad and Baba was working for, came before Ada brought his own lawyer. Baba had to tell them that my friend is already handling it, because he's the one that said, he's the one that we have been working for. You understand? It's not because Baba just rejected that person just like that. That was because there was somebody already on the ground. And let's move away from that place. Again, this Bankole thing that you are talking about, that man doesn't have any faults. But one thing about thing, we call something a marketing strategist. If you are carrying something in your hand and that thing, you want to come and send it to me, it depends on your character, that you are bringing it to send it to me, that will make me to accept that thing. People that have been carrying this other of a thing up and down, their attitude towards Baba that they want to fight for, towards what is on ground, it's uncalled for. If you are in that person's shoe too, you run away.
But
Because it is not
They didn't say they want to fight for Baba.
Hold on. If you are going to that route, right, that means Baba shouldn't have collected money from Ada in the first place.
Wait. Jacob.
That's why I said.
No. Wait.
That's why I said this conversation is very deep.
Wait.
I don't want to be part of this because it's very deep.
Jacob, wait.
Digging.
Sir,
it's too deep. I tell you, I swear.
Wait, sir. Jacob, look at it. Ada opened that account and it started that run because of somebody's name and somebody's brand that is attached to Baba. And it came to Baba. And when they want to present this lawyer, Baba say we already have lawyer. And Ada did not take it personal again. Are you getting it? But there are some set of people also that in that group that not took it like, and then we have to use our lawyer because they want to give account of the money that they have been collecting. Because if they are not using that lawyer, people will ask them that, okay, this money that you are collecting, what are you using it for? Because you are not doing anything justice for Mohbad. Where is this money from? That is the way I'm sensing it, is that, okay, we have to work for this money. They must know we are using this money for a particular thing. That is the way I'm sensing, because if they are not dropping that lawyer, you ask them, what are they using that money that they are collecting for?
You see, like I said, I don't always like to get involved with this particular conversation because it's just too wild for me. And I wouldn't want to get involved and I will sound like I'm talking out of point or out of sympathy. So I'll just mute my mic.
Sorry, please. Sorry. Hold on. Please, I want us to stick to the topic. I don't want us to deviate. I don't want us to, go into where might lead us nowhere. Let us maintain what we have as the topic and let us discuss around it. Let's not divert, please.
Yeah, no, that's fine, Kunle. Sorry. I just wanted to go back to something that Kuma said. The public came out to support Baba. Okay, let's not talk about Baba here or Mohbad or Ada. If anything happens, I'm going to use my pet because I don't want to use my children. If anything happens to my pet and my pet dies in a very suspicious way, and, I cry, well, I don't cry out. I say, fine, my pet is dead. I don't know how it died. I don't, whatever. Who's going to come and help me? And I feel as though I'm not going to get the support. Then all of a sudden the public say, Vegetable, something really traumatizing, a witch that lives next door, we think that they killed your pet. And then the word gets out and it goes viral. And all these people that I didn't expect to come to my support. And then all of a sudden I get this feeling of, you know what, maybe I should fight for my pet and find out exactly what happened to my pet. And all these people donate money. Does that mean that now these people can control me because they've donated money? Or does it mean that, because I think, Kuma, you said something that, Baba should have listened to people since it was the public that came to his defense. It means that when you decided to make the decision to support this man and his family, your support came with conditions. Terms and conditions that you must do what we are doing because we're here to support you. That is wrong. I'm sorry to tell you, Kuma, I think that is wrong. When I came on this Justice for Mobad, I came in it
I
with...
disagree. You are still basing it on fallacy. It's a fallacy to say that...
Can I just finish?
Hold on. It's a fallacy to say that... Hold on. It's a fallacy to say we came to support Baba. No, we came to fight justice for Mohbad.
Yes.
We asked the government to exhume the body.
Okay.
It's not Baba that asked us to exhume the body.
Okay, fine, fair enough. Okay, let's not say Baba directly, but Baba is the only one that's looking for justice, as we know right now. He's the only one that's come forward to tell us...
Another disagreement.
Please let me just finish. I'm begging.
Thank you, my sister.
Kule, thanks for having me. Let me go down before this place turn fire.
No, Vegetable is my sister.
Later, I'll go see you later.
Vegetable is my sister. We can never fight. She's not that kind. She's not that type.
Yeah, it's not like that. We're just having a conversation. But okay, let's say, for an example, we didn't come to Baba's support. We came to the family support because we felt empathy for this man. I just opt for this for Mobad, especially. It doesn't mean that we can now control this family. Okay, let's say not even, we can't even control Wumi. We can't control what anybody does in this matter because we've given them the funds. I think most people genuinely came to this cause because they had empathy. So at the stage we are now, it's really not nice to see that, again, what's happening to Ada is not nice. But like I said earlier, she brought this on herself because when you decide to turn around and make a situation where it comes with conditions, if you're not going to use a lawyer that I feel you should use, because that's what it sounds like, I am going to do it on my own. That's not good because you end up being investigated yourself. And we all know, me included, that we do things that we may not want everybody to know. So the best thing to do, or the best thing I think we all should have done, is supported people that are looking for justice, whether that is Baba, whether that is Wumi, whether it's Adura, or whoever it is, and just call it a day. But no, people got greedy and they decided that they were going to make a business out of this. I'm not saying Ada, not even Ada, other people that have decided to create a business out of this and saw that, you know what, the public are really generous. Why don't I make this something, generate me an income? And those are the people that were on these platforms that were being funded in mysterious ways that has caused all these issues. And it could have been avoided. I hope that Ada, like you said, you were very confident and the Duke asked you, are you sure that that foundation that Ada has got, she went through the right channels? You said yes. And there's only one way we would know that is if she provide documentation that she's going to provide to HRMC. No, let me just finish, Kuma. Let me just finish. I promise that she provided to HRMC accordingly. That's the only way we're going to know that she followed through the right channels. And do you know what, Kuma? If once she's done that, I'm going to come back here and even go to her Facebook or even email her and apologize. I will, because that's the sort of person that I am. But as of right now, I don't know, because she hasn't shown me any documentation to prove that the money that I myself donated back in December was used accordingly. And I think it's wrong for people to say Baba should back off, or even Wumi should, even if somebody said Wumi should back off, even though I feel as though she's a suspect. Who am I? Because I came to Mobad support, now I can tell this family to back off so that I can use my own lawyer because I've got a platform that generated enough money. That's wrong. That's not right. It's not okay for us to do that. I just don't think it's right.
But please, I don't know, and I've never heard anybody telling Baba to back off. But I'll take your word. Maybe I'm not always on many platforms, But the platform that I've been on, I've never had anybody to tell Baba to back off, because if they do, I'll come up and chastise them. But to be fair, you are a contributor to Ada Foundation. I think you should go and ask Ada through our platform, please, the money that I contributed, where did it go? Did it go to your private company or did it go to the foundation? When you know where it goes, then go and find where and what your money was used for. Quantify the accounts and what you contributed and appreciate accordingly. That is just my take. Before I also go down and follow Jack, Baba does not have monopoly on justice for Mohbad. And I personally, from what I know, from what I can say, Baba cannot recognize justice when he sees it. That's all I will say. That is not banting him. That is just stating my own opinion. And I'm sticking with it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And for everybody who has actually said one thing or the other, thank you so much. And just so we set the record straight, what we're trying to analyze is to check what's been said about Ada Foundation and looking at the possible ways to actually go about the whole thing to make sure that we are not allowing false statements to take over the place, and just to make sure that we have accountability, but in the right way. You understand? Not defaming people and calling them names in the name of looking for accountability. So that's what we are out here discussing for all who are just joining us. So thank you. Mr. Vengeance, you're welcome to this panel.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kunle. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you. Let's have your opinion. I know you should have an opinion.
Yeah. I just have to move away from one of the other rooms I was. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I just saw your platform and then I was just passing through when I saw your invite. But having seen one of the gladiators, one of the true gladiators, Vegetable, I think I'm at the right place to also lend my voice to the topic under discussion. One thing is certain, there's a difference between defamation of character and being a whistleblower. There's quite different. And there's a difference between dragging and someone standing for the truth and saying the way it is. When there are no evidences and when you cannot lay hold of any tangible thing to substantiate whatever you're saying, then you can call it a defamation of character. However, if the evidence is smiling at you and I, and then you still go ahead to say such is a defamation of character, then I wonder what we're actually doing. It is high time we call a spade a spade. We can't continue to perpetrate lies. We can't continue to decorate lies. We can't be gaslighting the public. You can't be calling yourself a true justice fighter, a compassionate one for that matter, and you cow the public to entrust you with so much responsibilities. But at the end of the day, you are found wanting when you should not be found wanting. And that is exactly what is happening. We need to look at the truth and call it a truth. You cannot have a partial truth. You cannot have a decorated truth. Ada universe has shown from all we see, for all that is available on internet, that our foundation is not in the interest of the public. She has shown that our foundation is not in the interest of justice for Mohbad. They say whosoever call for justice must do so with clean hands. In past months, we have heard it from different quarters. People have come from every angles against the personality of Mr. Joseph Aloba. People also went as far as calling that man ole, thief, and all sorts of denigrating names. They label him. They attempted to destroy his personalities by throwing all shades without credibility on that man. The deceased father, the one that has lost a son, the one that has lost a glorious son for that matter. People did not show him any mercy. People did not show him any compassion. They drag him like a generator. They drag him like a rug. People were asking him, what did you do with GoFundMe? What did you do with GoFundMe? Even though the record of the GoFundMe is still there for everybody to verify. Even though when they asked Baba, come and give your statement of account, that man, out of his humility, gave the statement of account concerning everything that has transpired, both the transactions that were going in and out from the Access Bank account. And yet, they did not stop dragging that man. And now at that universe, out of nowhere, out of the blue moon, open an account in the name of GoFundMe for Mohbad for the past 1 year. And no one out of those that have been wailing for a couple of months asking Baba for accountability has deemed it fit to ask at that universe that has no genetical relationship with the deceased to give accountability of the funds that the compassionate public deposited into that GoFundMe account out of sympathy and empathy for Ileriolu Aloba that was spying in his house last year. And that universe has kept that money, using it for God knows activities, and up to today has not shown any evidence that that money is being used for the sole purpose why it was deposited. And that universe came into justice for Mohbad with a business mind, like a business venture. I can say this categorically because up to today, that universe has not convinced the sensible gladiators direct intentions and primary purpose of getting involved in justice for Mohbad till this second. The involvement of Bankole and Smith or Bankole and Sheet is just an afterthought. That universe played on the vulnerability of the public and the populace, played on the sympathy of the populace to gather such huge amount of funds. And yet, she has not done anything to show that she really wants the true justice. What people are asking at that universe is not high-fetch, it's not high-falutin stuff, it's not algebraic, it's a simple mathematics of 1 + 1. What happened to the fund in the GoFundMe? Why is it that you that claim you have been existing before Mohbad died, all those stuff, why is it that Mohbad case is the only valid case on your page? And it's only Mohbad case that you're able to attach a GoFundMe account, you're able to attach a paper account, you're able to attach even physical account in Nigeria to it. So you are just draining this public from all centers. You open that account when the emotions were high. You open it when Mohbad just died and everybody wanted to help. People were crying, people were shouting, we want justice. And you creep in on the desperation of people to get that justice. You siphon their hard-earned money. Even those that are living abroad, they know how they work for every penny, for every dollar, for every shit they earn. And you are getting that money. Ada Universe definitely has something to. She has something up her sleeves. She has lots to hide. And that was why when our own gladiator, our own general investigating gladiator, Naimoli, when she came out with that volcanic truth, she quickly ran to go and make some payment. She ran to start editing her page. She ran to start doing. That shows that Ada Universe hands are not clean. And let me tell you something. Somebody is saying, if you know you contributed into Ada Universe, why didn't you go and meet her personally and ask her? No. That money in Ada Universe account is public fund. I've heard of people that said I was depositing £1,000 into Ada Universe account every month. I heard a woman that came out and cried. I said, I've been paying into that account. So Ada Universe owes everyone the right to give accountability of what is happening to the money in that fund, in that account. So it's not a personal money. Everybody deserves to ask questions. What is happening to that money? It's not about Bankole and shit. The Bankole and shit is just an afterthought. Because she wants to justify how that money is being used. And that's why she's all bent to include Bankole and Smith into Justice for Mohbad case. Because she needs to tell people, how did you spend the money? So for the fact that Ada Universe, over the past few days, has not come out publicly to make the statement of that account public in black and white, also go to confirm that a lot is going on with Ada Universe Foundation. And that foundation stands for nothing but fraud.
Vengeance, I want to ask you.
Go on, please.
Good evening. Is it good evening where you are? Good evening.
Yeah, you are right.
It's morning where I am. So actually afternoon now. So I want to engage you at a place of holiness, if I can say that, on Mr. Kunle's platform. Cleanliness, purity, right?
You're welcome.
And so, thank you. And so we're all looking for that one justice for Mohbad. And we're looking for the common ground now with the issue at hand, which is Ada Universe.
All right.
And so if we reach out, well, she has reached out. She went on another channel this morning, and one or two persons suggested that she go on her platform and deliver what other people, yourself and Vegetable, are requesting at this point. And so if she does that, will you be comfortable now to move on for specifically the justice for Mohbad? I mean, if she comes out, she gives her accountability, she proves her transparency, will we be able to move on from that place?
Well, because it's not there, I would want to.
Is he not? He's not there. He's there? You can go ahead, Mr. Vengeance. Or maybe he's having network issues.
Mary, I understand.
Yes, hi.
How you doing? The main thing is, Vengeance is back.
Yeah, I'm back, please. Sorry, I think it's just my network.
And remember, we're just rubbing minds and in dialogue, so we're not against each other or any of that.
Of course.
So,
Yeah,
Mr. Duke, you can unmute.
Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you, yes.
Good. Thank you for that question. Nobody has any personal vendetta against Ada Universe. All what we are seeking for, just like you said, is for us to get justice. Do you understand? However, we need to remove every seem-like obstacles and hindrances to that justice. And part of those obstacles is what we are discussing here. Do you understand? Nobody is anybody's enemy. The actions you play in justice for Mohbad define who you are. If you're a justice seeker or you're an anti-justice seeker. And like I said, the question being asked at the universe is not out of place. It's a public fund. She says she's the founder of the this charity foundation. Do you understand? What we are asking is to give the accountability. She can do that on a platform. I'm not saying she cannot do that on a platform. She can do that on a platform. However, she needs to address those that have raised that concerns. She needs to address them. Probably they need to have a co-host where everything will be done in black and white, and every nitty-gritty of the whole issue will be made transparent, so that every gray area, do you understand, is analyzed and dissected. Then when people see that justice has been done, that accountability has been made on the issue, I'm telling you, then people will suspect her on that issue. Do you understand? So nobody has any personal vendetta against Ada Universe, but as it stands, Ada Universe needs to come down from her high horses. Just like the last time he was on one of the platforms, she was telling people, go and Google, go and Google, go and Google. I was just where I was, and I was just shaking my head. I don't understand. Go and Google. Do you think they are not learned? Do you think they don't know Google exists? And now they've gone to Google now. Look at the results. And now you are still playing. Mary, is very simple. Let Ada Universe come clean of everything that has been said. Let it co-host with those that have raised the concerns, and let everything be resolved. If that is done, we move on. This is justice for Mohbad, and we move on when things have been done rightly. Thank you.
Let me join.
Thank you, Mr. Vengeance. Thank you.
Just to help Mary out as well. As he was saying, there's no personal vendetta. I never even knew about Ada Universe. Like literally, I didn't. I've been giving different people money on different on this same Mohbad stuff. But what we're trying to figure out here is, look, we see that there's some discrepancy, because even if Vegetable Island is here, which we still see one of the donors. So you can't see one of the donor and then just be ignoring them. That's what we're doing. This donor is like, look, this person, I've donated money to them. I'm not seeing the direction they're going. Or I need that proof that my money is being used for what I donated it for. And she's not the only one. There are many people like that. I understand that everyone is saying, oh, anyone can just open a foundation. My guy, if you open a foundation on my cause, I will sue you later. That's it. I will sue you, because people don't understand when we say property, someone's property, intellectual property, or digital property. Everyone can just be coming and say, okay, someone slap Vegetable, I'm going to open a foundation on their behalf and start collecting money from people to further that cause. You have to carry the people along, and a foundation itself. You need all these trustees have just been put there now. They were not there before. Those are kind of things that people are looking at. Okay, all of a sudden I checked yesterday, there's no 6 members. And now today, there's 6 members from nowhere. And then you're like, should be this woman, rather than doing all this thing, just come out and, address someone like Vegetable Island. The point is, people don't know how this thing got to this point. It shouldn't have. People ask you questions. And I see what she was trying to do there. The lady that asked a particular question, I think her English was not very smooth. And this woman was trying to put her down. Can you go and find out here? Go and find. And that is where everything now brought up. Like, okay, since you're sending people to go and sting, then we will go and do it. And then they go and do it. Then you're blaming them for what you said to go and do. Don't you understand what's going on? And the point is, look, at the end of the day, people obviously quickly choose sides, and some have chosen the people supporting Ada. Some are chosen so. It was someone like Naimoli. If she comes to your platform and she understands that maybe the host you're siding with is abusing her, I bet she would literally put everybody together. And that's why I'm just referring to Kunle saying that he's been abused. I know Kunle is not part of the foundation, Ada, whatever. But maybe when you were in that place they were talking about her and all the effort, and she maybe that's why she put your name in. I'm not saying I'm not defending anyone. I'm not here to defend anyone. But what I want to focus on is...
Sorry, the Duke. You can't, just like you're saying that who is not holding brief for Ada should not speak on her behalf.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. That's why I left that statement. That's why I said that I cannot get to defend here.
She defamed many people.
Kule, I understand you. She might have.
She can't have a way defaming people like that. So she has to tell
I know. She might be wrong on that level. But I was just trying to chip that in. But not that I was trying to. I always say don't defend anyone that you don't understand. But all I could do was take whatever information she gave, and I went to the website, I went to the thing, and I could check it and cross-check that, yes, these things that these people are saying, is definitely, this woman is not saying the right thing. And look.
So at this point, Duke, because you are being repetitive, you're repeating yourself from what you said earlier when you submitted. And I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing.
No, fine. More repetitive makes you understand where I'm going. So if some people might not get it.
I'm an educated woman, and I'm also a businesswoman and a teacher. So I more than get what you're saying. But where I want to go to now is that getting to the place of resolution.
Yeah.
So we all can move on for that justice for Mohbad. And trust me, I didn't take away from Vegetable at all. And, her saying that she also contributed, I was in and out of a meeting, and when I came back, Vengeance was talking. And I picked up on some of what he said. And I think where we are at this point in the movement is, how do we get that justice? We've always been there, but now we need to be a little bit more steadfast at it. So my question is, with this other situation, and questions that are being asked, if she comes out on her platform and she gives that detailed transparency that the public is looking for, can we all now move on to that justice for Mohbad, or are we going to be looking for another thing to scratch each other's eyes out? Is it going to be the constant, let's scratch each other's eyes and necks out? Like
I see what you said. What we say there. The onus is on the people that put money down. Okay, it's not just us. We that were here. We're not here to. We might not be even part of the contributors. Onus is someone like Vegetable Island to agree with our explanation. Not me, not who am I, but me, I won't sit down and say something going wrong and not say something. So if she comes out, which is what she should have done right from the beginning, because she must have come in a good heart to say, I want justice. But if your people that donated, you're not willing to explain to them, because I think our problem is she's mixed them up. If someone like Vegetable Island actually confirmed to her that, look, I put £1 there, I'm sure she will call Vegetable Island and say, yeah, my sister, this is your £1, this is how we've done it and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? But because you can't differentiate your public from their public, so you don't even know if you're abusing part of the people that contributed into your account. So it's not out of our business. It is Vegetable Island, and then if she comes out to, I'm just going to sit and I'll drop.
And this is very normal.
She comes out.
It's very, very normal. People who start non-profits and foundations within their first year or so, this is very normal, you know, and they have to figure it out and work it out as they go along. So it's not like, I'm not defending her, but this is something that lawyers and people who form these businesses, establish these businesses, have to keep telling business owners who form non-profits and foundations, do not mix with your business account. So it's very, very normal. It's not that, it's just her that's doing it. It's just something that people have to keep telling people.